Hello explorers, I hope you are well. Today I'm on the local beach here in Malaga and I thought I would share with you my thoughts and experiences of life in Spain so far. The first week was quite difficult because I had to get used to a lot of noise. For example, within 400 meters of my accommodation was a construction site. I wasn't very pleased about that when I discovered it on Sunday when I was doing the tour around my apartment. And on Monday morning when I was working, the noise levels just drastically increased, and that was because obviously of all the machinery and the drilling and the hammering, and I wasn't happy, so I complained to my host and Airbnb and I ended up receiving a partial refund, which I was happy with. I've got used to the noise now. I think after a couple of days of having that noise in the background you do become used to it, just like I've become used to the aeroplane noise because I'm so close to Malaga airport. I can just hear the planes now. So for November I was looking for some new accommodation and I made sure that I asked the question, are there any construction sites within a short distance of the accommodation? And I had a few honest responses and people were saying yes, there is construction nearby. And I think the problem is because it's winter here in Spain and it's cooler, it's when a lot of the construction work happens here in Spain. But I've managed to find somewhere without construction, or at least I've been told there's no construction there. So we'll see how we go, but I'll talk about what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my time in Spain later in the video. So construction aside, my stay here in Spain so far has been great. I've loved the location of my accommodation. I'm literally 5 minutes walk away from the beach. I'm also about 5 minutes walk away from the train station, which takes me all along the Costa del Sol coast and also into Malaga. One thing that I wanted to do is learn more of the language, learn more phrases, learn more words and use them in restaurants and shops and supermarkets, and I think I've started to do that. I think locals are starting to realise that I don't want to speak English all the time. Actually, I want to try and learn the local language, and they appreciate that and they do try and help you. I'm using an app called Duolingo because one of the issues that I have is pronouncing the words. So I'm getting there slowly. There are quite a number of mountain ranges in southern Spain, the most popular being the Sierra Nevada mountains. Now the good thing about having lots of mountains around us is that it stops a lot of the cold weather coming from further north. Despite the weak pound against the euro, cost of living here in Spain is much cheaper than the UK. You know, things like food at the supermarket and also public transport, tourist attractions. There's lots of free museums and art galleries. I've got flies attacking me. And yeah, it's just such a much cheaper place to live than the UK. Obviously, I don't have the outlay of rent and all the utility bills and council tax, which is what I would pay in the UK. And the cost of an apartment here using Airbnb is much cheaper than renting back home in the UK. One thing that I've noticed about Spain that I really like is the fact Sundays are days for families. You see complete families, and I don't just mean parents and children, but grandparents and uncles and nieces and cousins all out enjoying themselves on the beach, at tourist attractions, in the restaurants, and it's a great atmosphere. I really do like it. Also, what you tend to find on a Sunday is the supermarkets and all of the major shops are closed down because it's a day for family, it's a day for relax, it's a religious day, and I like that about Sundays. I'm now prepared in that I go to the supermarket the day before and make sure that I have food and drink in, and I just like walking around on Sunday. I think it's a really nice atmosphere, especially on the beaches and in the restaurants. Sundays are very much like how they used to be in the UK many years ago, where literally everything was closed and you spent the day with your family. But nowadays all the shops are open, even on bank holidays. You know, Boxing Day for example, a lot of the big department stores and shopping centres are opened, and I like the fact that Spain just closes down on a Sunday. And also the siesta times as well, that does still happen. You do get shops closing and companies not available to be contacted during the siesta period. This is the Life Explorers, sat down on the beach after work reading my book. Which leads to my next point really. I just love this slower pace of life. You know, when I was back home in the UK for a month, everybody was rushing around everywhere, everybody was stressed, you know, just dashing from place to place, and here it's much slower. You know, and after a couple of days, a week, you do kind of get used to that slower pace of life. You go to a restaurant and it takes a lot longer for them to cook your food and bring the food to your table, but that's good. You can just sit and look at the views or read a book or just people watch and listen to locals having conversations with their family and friends. I love that about Spain. The slower pace of life is just exactly what I needed. A thing that I love about southern Spain is just the mix of lifestyle. You've got the beach life, as you've seen, a beautiful beach here, literally 5 minutes away from my apartment. But then 10 minutes away I've got Malaga, and it's very cultural, lots of art galleries and museums and tourist attractions. And I like the mix of beach and culture, good food, good atmosphere. That's why I'm loving Spain. Initially I was thinking about staying in Malaga for 2 months, but I've decided to see a little bit more of southern Spain rather than staying in the same place. So I'm going to be going to a town called Estepona, which is further along the coast on the Costa del Sol. It's a lot nearer to Gibraltar and Gibraltar Rock, which I'm hoping to take you and do a video on. And it's going to be again a much slower pace of life. There's not as much to do there, but I'm looking forward to doing lots of videos on the beach and advice videos and also exploring as well. And then after Estepona, for December, I'm going to be spending 3 weeks in Lanzarote, which is a Spanish-owned island, and it's part of the Canary Islands. It's a volcanic island. There's going to be lots of exploring there, lots of beach life still. Again, a slower pace of life, and I'm looking forward to just comparing the differences between the city, beach and towns and an island. It's a good mix. Well explorers, I'm going to leave the video there for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a big thumbs up. If you've stumbled across this video, please click on that subscribe button, because I'm going to be spending 3 months here in Spain and sharing lots about living in Spain and travelling around Spain. So do click on that subscribe button, and if you've got any questions that you would like me to answer about living in Spain or travelling in Spain, please leave them below and I'll try and do a Q&A video or answer your questions in future videos whilst I'm here. And that is it. Thank you for watching, take care of yourselves and don't forget to explore.